Welcome to Let's Talk Sports in South Jersey. Everything is still quiet in the sports world. We still have to wait until further notice for the U.S. teams to return to action. So while we are waiting patiently, let's talk about how basketball is coming back during the pandemic. The Philadelphia 76ers could begin what's being considered training camp 2.0 for the 2019-2020 NBA season. While there have been doubts about the current season's chances of resuming over the last few months, a wave of recent reports is beginning to indicate the season could very much continue sooner than later. Initially, reports made it seem the 76ers and the rest of the NBA could be working towards a return as early as June. But a new rumor indicates the restart could take slightly longer. The NBA's multi-phase safety protocols toward the restart project that teams could begin their in-market training sessions by July. If that's the case, then the NBA could be back in action as early as late July or early August. At this point, all signs are pointing towards the NBA finishing out the year at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And instead of skipping straight to an altered playoff format, teams will have the opportunity to practice, scrimmage, and potentially play a number of regular season games before heading into the postseason. Let's hope basketball starts up soon. It's time for This Week in Sports History, everything that happened in the world of sports this week. On June 1st, 1937, Chicago White Sox pitcher Bill Dietrich no-hits the St. Louis Browns 8-0. On June 2nd, 1991, Seppo Ratti of Finland improves his world javelin record to 318 feet and 1 inch. June 3rd, 1959, European Cup Final, Stuttgart. Real Madrid beats Stade de Reims 2-0, fourth consecutive title for Los Blancos. On June 4th, 1974, the NFL grants franchise to the Seattle Seahawks. On June 5th, 1998, NHL Western Conference Final, Detroit Red Wings beat the Dallas Stars 4-2. On June 6, 1946, the Basketball Association of America is formed in New York City. On June 7, 1978, 32nd NBA Championship, the Washington Bullets beat the Seattle Supersonics 4-3. I'll have more sports history fun facts next week. Hockey is coming back during the coronavirus pandemic. The NHL is determined to resume the season and hand out the Stanley Cup, and they are willing to push back next season. They could start the 2020-2021 season as late as January. Taking away the All-Star Game and bye week next season are possibilities to speed up the season. We got more good news! The playoff format was approved, but as it turns out, it could be even longer before we even get training camp. The Flyers, along with the rest of the league, aren't expected to meet until mid-July. Right now, the league appears to be determining how many games each round will have. The play-in round appears to be set at 5 games. The following rounds will be either 5 or 7. Depending how long that would take, we could be in mid to late August before we finish the first round, especially with teams being located in just 2 hub cities. For now, the Flyers will still have their eyes set on a playoff run. It's just going to be a bit longer before we can see that happen. Let's hope hockey starts as soon as it is safely possible. Golf is also returning during the coronavirus pandemic. After a month of stoppage due to the global coronavirus pandemic, the PGA Tour has its restart date. The PGA Tour on Thursday announced an amended 2019-2020 season, as well as the fall portion of its 2020-2021 season, and the prospects are certainly exciting. golf is scheduled to be back in mid-June with the Charles Schwab Challenge in Fort Worth, Texas. If all goes as scheduled, Colonial Country Club will host the tournament from June 11th through June 14th, almost 3 months to the day that the PGA Tour stopped playing after round 1 of the Players' Championship at the TPC Sawgrass in March. Play will resume on the PGA Tour with no fans in attendance over the first 4 events. Whether future events will be open to the general public remains to be seen, as the PGA Tour will consult with national and local authorities in order to determine whether to allow fans to attend tournaments. The 2020-2021 season will start right away and consist of 6 majors if everything else goes as planned. So far, only the fall portion of that schedule has been announced, with new dates for the US Open and the Masters. Let's hope golf starts quickly and as safely as possible. That is a wrap. You can check me out on my podcast at Stefan Sports Radio, or through the podcast app, or this YouTube channel. And you can listen to me on Saturday nights at 6 o'clock on 1360 WNJC in Cherry Hill. Thank you for watching, and keep those comments going, and I will talk to you next week.